Hey everyone, Victoria here, and I'm back with the second part of Project Eden's Garden. Last time we left off, we started an investigation. Okay, let's talk to these people first.
Oh boy.
Did you catch the look on Kai's face before he ran away? Dude was about to puke.
Yeah.
Guess the whole thing got the better of
For
him.
real?
Yeah, it's really gruesome sight. I swear on my dragster that I've never seen anything like it.
You get me?
I mean, I don't make a habit of running into dead bodies. But still, you know?
I know.
At the end of the day, it's just some puppet. It can't be any worse than a Halloween decoration. Where have you been trick-or-treating, Wolf Creek Crater? A discovery like this would traumatize anyone. Well, almost anyone. I'm fairly thick-skinned. Okay. He's clearly not in the right headspace for an investigation. I should just ignore him. I mean, he's not afraid, so... maybe he's in the right headspace. So this is based on a real case? I barely know the girl, and yet I felt horrible. I had my fair share of grievances, but nothing like what she would have endured. I'd do anything to get back to my ship, even if I had to live through a never-ending storm. He seems to miss being out at sea. I guess I can't blame him. I want to be anywhere but here right now. Yeah, this ain't it. This is not it.
I just want to go home.
I can't believe this is happening. It's just a dummy. It'll all be fine. She's clearly having a moment. Not something I want to deal with right now. Okay.
Must take note of this.
Curious, corporate television can barely create convincing corpses. So how does one wind up here? What does that mean? He finished what he was writing and lowered the book from his face.
According to my notes.
You see, convincingly realistic mannequins like this one are real, but rare. It's cheaper, albeit clunkier, to recreate a body using special effects. But that's obviously not the case here. Somehow, we have a mannequin indistinguishable from a real human. Our captors must not be tight on money. Yeah, they're rich. They could produce an amazing TV show, certainly. I mean, I didn't think about watching TV. Why is he all the way in the back over here? Jeez, I gotta walk all the way back here.
Hi.
Hey, are you investigating? Clearly not. I'll take that as a no. He jumped all the way back here. He should have just went where Kai and the other guys went. Well, other two girls. Okay, let me investigate the body now. Our captors gave us a lot of information about the victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. It's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. Yep. I mean, it looks pretty real though. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt have been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody... Oh. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Actually, dolls are creepy in themselves, so... Disagree. Okay, let's examine her face first. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted to. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? This is messed up. Yeah, I mean, she kind of got destroyed a little bit. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails, but not on the rest of her hand? Victim's hand has been added to the truth bullet. Okay. Bloody knife. So we got two weapons here. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say this must have been the murder weapon. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked the rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, I'm... Now I'm saying no. Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the John.
Hey.
My bad. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. See, everybody needs to investigate, because I would not know to do that. From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Or ever been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. So it's an actual real gun. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun? What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation. It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. I mean, having a knife. Well, I guess you could hide your knife. That just seemed like a lot of work. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check the inside of the closet now. Will do. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old. It was the last place I wanted to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. There might be more clues around here. I'm gonna check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. He turned on her so quick. Alright, have fun with that. Oh, he's so mean. Actually, I don't trust her either, though. But he turned on her real quick.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind this door. Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you.
Huh?
Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's obviously a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Yeah. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. I mean, okay. That's certainly what the victim would want. How do you know what the victim would want? A guy that doesn't get my reference is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. Wait, so was she mad at him or was she mad at me? She's already out of here? Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? I was so confused.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Okay, let's see. We got a bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What is this smell? It smelled like bleach. Let's investigate this. Oh wait, you can't investigate the stepladder after you already investigated it. I thought I already did. Okay, I guess there's some towels over here. The shelf. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspect them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. There's a time, there's a There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Yep, that's everything. Not too much to investigate. Oh my gosh, I forgot it was. Oh my god. They scared me.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked out the containers on the shelf. They're all full with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach. Bleach. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it.
Golly!
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. You recognize them? Because I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to learn the fuzz. I was saying hee hee hee. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. But yeah, this girl. Okay. I mean, why do you want to use poisonous stuff anyway? That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she mentioned it, it does look out of place. You think it would gather dust like the other items here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school spending more on security than educating their students. I don't think they're trying to educate anybody. That's assuming this even the academy's doing. True. I don't see any items to inspect, but he's not saying anything. Did I investigate the camera? Oh, I guess all I had to do was inspect this camera. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation. If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Well, only like half of us investigated it thoroughly.
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court.
What?
Court? He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else would that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah, it's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's going to be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. I guess we're out of here. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stake murder. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Why is she so nervous? When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
The big tree, Eden's Garden Academy, overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Can you confirm, liar chick? Not liar chick, oh my god. Why are you asking?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass, she's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys? I mean, lying is pretty bad. Yes. Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? She's not wrong. I bet she's the one who brought that gas ball onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever? I mean, she could try to blend in.
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you need was a mask to protect you, then okay, that's a good observation. Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. Not him accusing him. I don't think he's accusing him. I think he's just pointing it out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy. Then she poked it in the face. She is suspicious. I can't lie about that. That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told I'm saying too. I told you it was my intuition. Intuition, my ass.
Hold your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's the elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the tree of ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. Why would he tell you to come here just to be like, oh, actually there's no elevator? Get it together. Should I talk to everyone again? Or are we just gonna say the same stuff? Let's see. The Tree of Ignorance. This reminds me of an exhibit I saw in London.
Come again.
That's certainly random.
For your information.
Well, it was a very memorable exhibit. No, the London thing. Were you on a vacation?
No.
A vacation? No, I don't do much of those anymore.
Never
Why is
mind.
that? Well, okay. Nevertheless, London was one of the nicer places to visit. Even if it was only for a few days, I really enjoyed meeting everyone there. There's no way she would have met everyone in London in a few days. I mean, isn't that just a... I feel like he was taking that a little too literal. She's mad. Oh my god, look at her face.
Damn.
That golfer woman made some loaded accusations, huh? People can believe what they want about me. In the meantime, I'm going to search for the elevator.
I see.
Alright, then. I mean, she did say her talent was lying. It's like, there's really no way of getting out. There's really no way to look innocent. My mom will be so worried when I don't answer her calls. Accepting that letter was the worst mistake of my life. You couldn't have known that it was a setup. They setting everybody up. This will definitely be a story to tell the folks back home. That's all she had to say? If you make it back home, you don't know. You got confidence. Let's just get this over and done with. Okay, so people really don't have much to say. New objective, find the elevator. It can't be that hard, can it? Come on, let's investigate. Let's go, let's go.
Weird.
There's gotta be an elevator somewhere around here.
Think?
Maybe it's hidden behind some kind of crud. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's called, awesome. It's called... Oh my gosh. Not funny, dude. Why does it look like that? Well, are you gonna help? Does it look like he's gonna help? This is stupid. Is that his attempt at an excuse? He hasn't helped once since we got up in here. Hey, don't look so down. Even though things seem uncertain at the moment, try not to let it get to you.
Put a smile on that face.
You should wear a big smile. Smiling always makes me feel better. She's kind of sus. Thanks for the advice. They're like twins.
Man.
And I thought I was finally gonna have a normal school experience. Nobody's gonna believe this. Well, they might believe you guys, but the whole world's just gonna laugh at me.
This sucks.
This sucks. He definitely has an inflated view of himself. I mean, you're not really having a normal high school experience anyway. We're going with ultimates to... Okay. What the? Once this is all over, I think I'm gonna allow myself a nap. Yes, that's smart. Is there really an elevator around here? Seems kind of hard to believe. Wouldn't that sort of thing be pretty difficult to, hide? I mean, they got the money and the means to hide anything. That liar chick is definitely hiding something. No matter how much you morons deny it, it's the truth. No, girl, I believe you because I don't understand how your talent could be lying. Anybody can lie.
Interesting indeed.
A class trial, huh? I think I talked to everybody. Wait, did I talk to this guy? This might be the last person I got to. But we're just gonna skip him. We're just kidding. But I'm not. At the base of the tree was a marble, bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You notice the statue too, don't you?
Huh?
Huh? Oh yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But...
Is that weird? That statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Wait...
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Yes, sir. Well,
What about...
maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try. You guys think everything's far-fetched? You're saying we gotta look around for the other parts of the mask? Why are you on Scooby-Doo? Hold on to your butts, because I got eyes of the predator.
Whatever.
Wait, what? Hold on. This isn't a comp. Never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself, while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi!
Everyone, I found it. We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding. I'm surprised she found it, not everyone.
Nice.
Oh, it's an eyeball. Nice, that must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Soybean!
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slided it right into the mask. And then nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly.
Oh, shit!
Are we about to die? I mean, I don't think it would kill you just like that.
Whoa!
That actually worked? A secret passageway in the tree. I never thought I'd see that. The tree of knowledge, a symbol. Intuition and understanding exist only here as a barren replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
Now he's spitting random philosophy? We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about...
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush? She's so scared. Oh my gosh, she's just a little kid.
Duh.
I want to get home, duh.
Elementary, my dear.
If If we get this over with, we'll get out of here quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, she's like freaking out. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree and descended into darkness. This is an elevator. I see the elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people thrown into a horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way it could be connected to Eden Gardens Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums have been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Not this zapping shit again.
Miss.
Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Look like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry, it didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some insane game. I thought it was insane. No free will, no choice in our actions. He's smiling. Oh my gosh, why is he smiling? All he could do is move forward. Oh, she's smiling too. We had to hope for an escape, a way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Let's start it up. In session.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
somebody, get me out of here.
this is something we must discuss. I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
Somebody get her out of here.
Somebody get me out of here!
Oh my gosh, how many shots is she gonna take?
What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Yeah, he gave her a big zap.
Calm
That
down.
knocked
It's
her
only
out.
shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects.
I mean, it knocked her out.
If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly.
Oh my
On that
gosh.
note, please, carry on.
People running this thing aren't playing around. Now he's sweating.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this trial...
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
Yeah, come on now.
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy! We're here to solve a mystery!
Yeah, who ordered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
I don't know if it's actually a debate. Like, you do have to read the evidence. Like, you have to read what's on the tablet. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusions. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your rectal and press the right key to fire. You want to aim for the words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Fair, true, facts. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene. But
You
the
literally ran
body
away.
was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilled that blood? Besides that big, scary gun! Ah, that's right. There was a gun. You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
How do I speedrun this again?
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene. But the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilled that blood?
Besides that big
Scary gun!
No, that's wrong!
I forget how you speed it up.
curiosity, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
I mean, she investigated a little bit.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
She plays her out too much.
How is a fully loaded
She
assault
plays too
rifle
many
used as
games.
the murder weapon?
That's
True.
easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso.
Yeah, and the knife was bloody, so it's like...
If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets.
Yeah, you did
Something
not
at the
see
crime
any
scene.
bullet wounds.
Details.
She played... Okay, get her out of here.
If the gun didn't do
Somebody
that
zap
chicken,
her.
What was the actual murder weapon?
There was 2 weapons right there. Like, you can... This girl. Like, there's literally 2 weapons with blood on them. And she need me to tell her?
I got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Right, come on now.
Lisa Kim's razor gotta ruin everything.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Good grace, his face. Oh my
The
god.
sting of a sharpened blade.
Okay, that sounds creepy.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
She kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Not her,
Maybe it
but
came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
girl, stop. It ain't that deep. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Well, yeah, because everyone's kind of stupid. Like, this stuff was right in front of your face. I could solve this in my sleep, to be honest.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch your pee for the aesthetic.
Not him agreeing.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work.
Oh wait, that's
These
agreeing.
days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet,
This
they
stuff
did.
goes a little too fast. I need to slow it down.
And the
There we go. Yeah, they need to slow this text down like 5 seconds.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
Ah, good conclusion.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it
Oh my
wasn't the
God.
killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
What?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct?
Okay.
If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
AI?
Girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
I mean...
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer. This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging
She
the
is
victim,
scared.
what if the killer carried her?
I mean...
I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So, why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl.
I got it. John actually has a point.
Jean.
The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
These people need to spoon-fed every bit of information.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name.
Girl, be creative. Imagine.
What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you.
Right.
Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Not her making a comeback.
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and a knife were just thrown on the floor, so it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten. If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Call the fire brigade.
The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense!
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they could have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Oh my gosh.
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
Got it. I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone.
Right, honestly.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Not really. I mean, if you would have looked at the crime scene, you would have known.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
He got some history.
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
Oh my
It
gosh.
was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
Yeah, y'all
I agree
getting.
with you, dude. But you
This is
don't
becoming
have to shout out
laughable.
your point.
Yes, we do.
What's all
Y'all are
this
dumb.
about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
Not. She is the last person to speak.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case.
I mean, we got nothing else to do.
We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Dang, he switched. He switched just like that.
Let's just talk
Where
about
did
the
all that
motive.
sweet
There's no harm in
patience
doing
go?
that, right? Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
I mean, he let her bleed out.
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse.
What if they were frightened? The spooky thing might have set them off big time.
And you also need time to plan, like, blinding her. So,
That's wrong.
no.
There's no way this was done in self-defense.
Yeah, like, you need time to plan all this stuff out.
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
I won't allow this!
Sir?
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof. So says the ultimate liar.
Oh my gosh, whose side is she on? She always switching.
No! Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
I mean, it's not just that, though. It's like, obviously, with the wounds that were inflicted, it was not self-defense.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
But yes, we can root for Wolfgang.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
What about me?
Thank you all for your support.
I'm the one who gave all the evidence.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Facts.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together.
Girl, why?
Let's dig into it.
Hold up. Let's go back. Oh. I bet.
Got it.
Just in the nick of time.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide.
I mean, why kill a
Right before her
teacher's
death,
aide, though?
She was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle.
Yeah, why was she just carrying a gun around, though? That is suspect.
That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes. Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes, let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled!
I mean, if he was wearing a mask the whole time, why would he be scared to show his face? Like, his mask has been throughout the school. It's been shown throughout the school.
What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Peasants?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I'm confused.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game!
Wait, His Highness or Tozu? I'm confused. Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. Oh my gosh.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short. Hey, what do you mean killing game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long phase?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is rushing!
are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly, should you all agree on the right answer, you'll be free to... Oh, okay. Never mind. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home.
You... Not okay!
There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you lost the argument. Logic is cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy, what am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. I just want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry. We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill?
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft. Softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never!
I see.
I see, that's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in a fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoilsport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left.
Dude, that's a lot of people, like, to die.
You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive.
That's a lot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know, like, at least make it half.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
Honestly, you might as well just team up with somebody.
Cause I feel like, I don't know. I mean, if there's only 2 people.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
Or you might as well just get it over with and like take everybody out besides one other person that you like.
I have an appetite for destruction.
I can't wait to see all of you in action. That madman's loud, inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Not her hitting him.
I said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
This game's throttled.
From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything, the sound of gunshot echoed in our ears. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet.
We got a sharpshooter here.
We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask, the design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. Yeah, they have the same eyes. You shot at her.
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them? Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharp shooting ability.
In any case.
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends beside their names and talents. Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do because they're ultimates. Yeah, that's not a good reason to trust people. That's probably the opposite. They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure courtroom procedures. He's right. Oh, okay. See, she'd be switching every single day. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run with death.
I mean, she's been attacking this man ever since. But she can take a lot, though. She's been shot twice and also shot at, so no matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate will fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all gonna escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voice in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why did I feel this way when everyone else seemed so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You got it all wrong. The students turned their attentions toward Eva, surprised by her words. I didn't expect them to make that sound. Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room. Oh my gosh, she's not wrong. I mean, like, I feel like you would prioritize yourself more because you think you're special.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they will only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that will make it easier for you to kill them. So he wants to take everybody out in one go? Okay, just take them with you.
Enough.
That's fine. Like, if that's your goal. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's giving us all a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students, Amish Ava, it grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Not you both being in cahoots. Ava's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Ava made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. I mean, at the end of the day, they're random people who don't know each other. So to blindly trust each other is stupid. Even people you've known for a long time, you want to just blindly trust them. Whether it's to see our families again or for the sake of talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hand? This whole we're all ultimate thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? This question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless? Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no other way the rest of you can improve the world we live in.
That was very...
Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. I mean, you can't say they're all useless and then like, no, I'd expect them to turn on you. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I'm stuttering. I would have just been silent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. Yeah. I mean, anybody can do that. Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial. That's true.
Really?
Yeah, you guys needed too much help. Is that really what happened? I remembered all of us helping out. No, there's no. You remember. That's not correct. I definitely carried it. Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you say words nobody understands. I mean, Damon and Wolfgang are pretty similar in talents, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like anybody can do what they do, kind of. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is, do you know? Who cares about that? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity. Not her
good enough.
Reciting poetry to me. I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good? When we're in the middle of a death battle.
Hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to. There was no use. They turned against me.
Isn't this lovely?
Well, I mean, they kind of just started off. We'll save that for later. I'm the only person who could spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take me back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Okay, those dorm rooms are so close together though. Thanks. Now can you get lost? Like, literally, like, everyone's like side by side.
Good evening.
Maybe like the guys will be on one side and the girls will be on one side. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight. I feel like, honestly, it's 16 against 2. We could have just took them out.
Hey.
Especially with the one guy being a sharpshooter himself, like knowing about weapons. Like, we could have just took them out. We're not gonna kill anyone, right, guys? Girl, speak for yourself. No matter what happens, we're all gonna make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. Yeah, I don't really know the intentions of trying to make everybody trust each other because it's like, they're not gonna let you go. I'm traveling game with people who despise me. Yeah, well, you set that target on yourself, so. I mean, even though what he said was true. It's like, don't target yourself, set a target on your back. Especially when he just announced that we're gonna be killing each other. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy? Will these people practice what they preach? I mean, you better hope. Or you're the first one out. Or Ava is. So I probably should just team up with Ava. Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. That is, I mean, I guess that's not the mentality, but... So cue the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Surviving member 16. So I guess that's it for the prologue. Yeah, the prologue was really good. It definitely made me feel like I was playing another Danganronpa game. So I'm excited for the next chapter, but I'm also scared because I don't want any of my faves to die. I would say Wolfgang and Toshiko are definitely my two favorite characters. So hopefully they survive. And I do like Damon. I mean, I feel like he'll survive because he's the pro tag, but you never know. And Ava, she kind of got to me at the end. I don't know, I feel like Grace and the historian guy, I don't know, there's something about them that I feel like they might be the first victims. Or like one of them. I don't know. Because Grace has been having a bunch of close calls. But let me know in the comments, who do you guys think will survive? Or who do you think will be the first victim? I'm gonna go with Grace or the historian guy. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully chapter 1 will be out soon because I'm so excited to play chapter 1. If you want to see more content from me, please like, comment, and subscribe.